One of the biggest misconceptions about manifestation is that you actually control when it happens, that you actually control the process, and you actually can decide when and when not to actually manifest the things that are going on in your mind constantly. You have to understand manifestation is something that is continuous. It is what you are constantly doing, whether you are conscious of it or not, whether you are clear of it or not, whether you like it or not. It is the essence of who we are because you are the creator of your universe. You create by way of manifestation. So manifestation is just another word of saying, basically, how do you live your life? I'm going to break down 7 important pillars of manifestation. These are extremely practical, so please be patient with me. They're not just simply, sitting in a room and just visualizing, though those are part of the actual steps. When we get into manifestation, understand for me, I'm extremely practical. So the processes by which I do things have to be in a way that I can actually take action and do something. And this is often also a misconception when it comes to manifestation, that you just simply visualize and wait. And the thing that you visualize simply just falls in your lap. I do not hold to that belief, though I think that if you are somebody who does, there's nothing wrong with that, because if it works for you, you simply just keep doing it. Okay. Now let's get into these 7 pillars. The first 2, like I said, are familiar and pretty common. The first thing is intention. Intention, of course, is extremely important. You can't do without it. What do you want? What do you wish to create? What do you wish to put time, energy, and focus on? And sometimes difficulty going through challenges and obstacles in order to get it. When you get intention, when you get clarity on the thing, oftentimes it happens from knowing what you don't want. And some people would argue with me and say, hey, you shouldn't focus on the things that you don't want. But many times throughout life, in order to understand what we do want, it is coming from the understanding of having an experience and understanding what it is that you don't want. Now, I'm not saying you lean into the thing that you don't want and that you keep focusing on what you don't want, but what you don't want gives you an opportunity to look at the opposite of that and realize, oh, this is more of what I do want, because I'm clear that this is something that doesn't bring me pleasure. It doesn't align with who I am. And therefore, from that place, you can focus on what you absolutely want and get clarity as to how it fits with who you are and the lifestyle that you wish to create. So intention is extremely important. Getting clear about what you want is the foundation, because if you're not really clear and you don't really have something that you want or desire something that doesn't align with who you really are, you really won't want to push forward in creating it. The next thing you want to get into is visualizing yourself having the thing that you created in your mind with clear intention. You absolutely want it. This is yours. You create that in your mind as a way of being for you, as a reality for you. When you create it in your mind as a reality, you are picturing it with every possible sense that you have, every feeling, emotion. You are constantly in the reality of that within your mind. Visualization is very important because it allows you to understand how to use your imagination to see the thing, to feel the thing, to experience the thing. When you consistently do that, with all the other steps that I'm going to mention, then it can actually hold you to or anchor you in the reality of you having and creating it. Now we're going to get into some steps that are out of the norm when it comes to hearing and being taught or listening about manifestation. The next step is commitment. You have to be committed. You have to make a decision, right? Because if you're not committed, whenever there's an obstacle or a challenge or things don't seem to be going how you think they should, it's going to sway you. It is going to push you away from actually continuing to pursue what it is that you want. Next after commitment is strategy. You want to focus on how, right? Even though a lot of people will say it's not your job to worry about how, it's the universe's job to worry about how. But we're practical people, right? So you want to actually have some kind of generalized plan of how you're going to get from point A to point B. You want to have some generalized idea of what's going to tie those two places together in time and bring it together in one. Have a general idea, okay, if I want to be an author, I have to write a book, right? This is something that you just have to do. That's a general strategy. If you want to lose weight, okay, you got to either do various things, eat well, work out, be more active. There's a whole gambit of possibilities, of general concepts or strategies of how you're going to achieve the goal. And then you're going to just simply pick one, and then you're going to take action. The important thing about taking action is that it is direct action. In other words, it is things that you actually have control over that you're going to focus on. When you focus on what you have control over and you put your focus and your energy on that aspect, then the universe will definitely align itself with you. With things like commitment, commitment is one of those most powerful tools because it means you're unwavering, that you are dialed in and you are creating this, that this is yours. And the universe will make way for you to get that. As you take action, it is important to incorporate the next step, which is gratitude. Gratitude is something that we often hear about simply when it comes to being present and in the moment and being mindful about how you are, your being, to cultivate happiness. But gratitude is also a great fuel to keep you going. There's multiple layers of how to approach gratitude when it comes to manifestation. You have to really get into being in the moment. That's one. Being grateful that you can actually do the things that you are doing to create the thing that you desire or materialize in this reality. And then 3, that reality is already in your mind. So you're grateful that you have it in your mind. Finally, patience. Patience and what I like to call non-attachment. When it comes to your goal, when it comes to creating it, remember, it's already here. It's yours already. You're already doing the steps, the things, the action, the strategy. You're already committed. It is yours. When it happens is irrelevant. It is already yours. It is going to happen. At some point, the universe will align itself and say, okay, here it is. This is yours. Non-attachment is really about not letting your emotions be triggered in a way that makes you feel anxious, that makes you feel impatient, that makes you feel frustrated or annoyed that it didn't happen in the time by which you expect or desired, or the time by which somebody else who's done it before you has gotten it or achieved it or materialized it. You simply have to let it go and just allow everything to fall in place perfectly for you. And those are the simple steps. Those are the simple processes by which you can always consciously materialize anything that you desire, anything that you have decided is yours. And when you go through understanding these processes or these steps, then it will make it easier and quicker for you to materialize the things that you want. And with manifestation, you have to understand you are the judge, you are the creator. It is up to you what you want to manifest. It is yours. No one has the right to tell you what you should and shouldn't create. No one has the right to tell you that manifestation is something that doesn't work. Manifestation is always working. Manifestation is constantly working. That's what everything we're experiencing is about. We are materializing it. We are creating it. So let's consciously create. Let's consciously live in a space where we know that we are in control. You are in control. You are the creator. Continue to create the things that you want. Continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always.